Zucchini plants are known for their wild, vigorous growth. In fact, they often take off like a rocket, spreading broad, lush leaves across the garden like they own the place. But then something strange happens. Week after week, those towering plants pump out leaf after leaf, yet there's barely a flower in sight. No blossoms means no fruit, and without fruit, even the healthiest-looking plant becomes a huge letdown. The good news is, this problem has a clear cause, and an even simpler fix if you act fast. Let's dig into why zucchini sometimes puts all its energy into leaves and none into fruit, and how a few changes in feeding and care can bring your plants back into balance and producing in just days. What causes leaf-heavy flower-light zucchini? When zucchini plants go into overdrive with foliage and stall on flowering, it's almost always a hormonal imbalance triggered by excess nitrogen or environmental stress. Zucchini is a fast-growing plant, and when the soil is rich in nitrogen, whether from overfertilizing or previous crops, its first instinct is to grow big, green, and leafy. This is natural early in the season, but if flowering doesn't follow, something's off. High nitrogen levels tell the plant, grow leaves, grow stems, but they delay signals to switch over to reproductive growth, namely flowers. Without flowers, there's no fruit. What your plant needs is a gentle nudge to refocus its energy where it counts: blossom and fruit development. Adding to the problem, overly rich soil and fast-growing leaves can create dense canopies that shade out new buds. If light and air circulation drop inside the plant, flower buds may simply fail to develop. Combine this with inconsistent watering or heat stress, and the plant locks itself in a leafy survival mode. The fastest way to shift energy toward flowering? Well, the key to flipping the switch from leaf to flower is phosphorus and potassium. With just enough nitrogen to keep the plant healthy, but not enough to fuel leaf-only growth. That's where a fast-acting liquid feed like compost tea or diluted fish emulsion comes in. Both options offer a natural, bioavailable boost that promotes blooming without overwhelming the plant. Compost tea delivers beneficial microbes, trace minerals, and just the right balance of nutrients to support flowering. Fish fertilizer adds an extra punch of phosphorus, ideal for triggering bud development. These liquid feeds are absorbed quickly, especially when applied during the early morning hours when the plant's pores, called stomata, are open and uptake is at its peak. Go ahead and apply a diluted mix directly to the soil around the plant's base. Be careful though, avoid heavy doses. This isn't about flooding the roots with food, it's about gentle encouragement. Usually within a few days, flower buds will start to form, especially if you've got warm, steady temperatures and you're watering consistently. Timing is everything, so is light. Zucchini plants are actually pretty sensitive to both day length and temperature. While they definitely need warmth to grow, extreme summer heat can actually suppress flower production. When nights stay above 75 degrees Fahrenheit or 24 degrees Celsius, some plants will delay flowering as a protective mechanism. Add in water stress, either too much or too little, and you'll see curled leaves, stunted buds, and, well, zero zucchini. The solution is to water deeply and early in the day. This helps keep root zones cool and moist, allowing the plant to stay balanced. Oh, and avoid late afternoon watering since that can encourage fungal problems. If you're in a high heat zone, consider giving your plants a bit of afternoon shade using row cover or shade cloth. This simple move can significantly reduce heat stress and restore flower production. Equally important is sunlight. Zucchini needs a full 6 to 8 hours of sun to thrive. But dense leaf growth can create shadows that choke off internal flower development. If your plant is overly crowded, gently trim a few of the largest outer leaves to allow more light to reach the center where flowers emerge. Don't overdo it, just enough to open up airflow and light penetration. Hand pollination, a backup boost. Even once flowers appear, fruit set can still fail if pollination is poor. In small gardens or urban settings with fewer bees, this is a common issue. If you see male flowers opening with no female blossoms nearby, or if female flowers open but fail to develop into zucchini, hand pollination can make all the difference. So here's what you need to do. Use a small brush or, just break off a male flower and transfer the pollen to the center of a female flower. It's pretty straightforward. The female blooms are easy to spot. They have a tiny baby zucchini at the base. And often, just a single successful transfer is all it takes to get a fruit growing. The right plants near zucchini can help too. If you're looking to naturally encourage better pollination and flower production, try surrounding your zucchini bed with pollinator-attracting plants like borage, calendula, nasturtium, or even basil. These companions, they pull in bees and other beneficial insects, which really increases flower visits and cross-pollination. They also create a more diverse and balanced garden microclimate, which helps with pest control and stress reduction. It's amazing how a little planning can make such a big difference. When your zucchini explodes with leaves but refuses to flower, your first instinct might be frustration. But honestly, that leafy vigor is actually a sign of a strong root system. With a quick nutrient shift and a few small environmental tweaks, you can easily reprogram that energy toward blossoms and fruit. Focus on morning deep watering, a light but strategic liquid, feed gentle pruning for airflow, and maybe even a bit of hand pollination if necessary. Within days, not weeks, you'll usually see buds begin to emerge, followed by open blooms, and then those long-awaited baby zucchinis. Zucchini is forgiving, fast-growing, and generous once it's happy. A small adjustment now can mean an explosion of fruit in just 1 or 2 weeks. If you found this guide helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with fellow gardeners who might be struggling with the same issue. And if you want more real, practical solutions for common garden problems, hit that subscribe button on Botanical Bliss and tap the notification bell so you never miss a tip that could save your season. Let's grow healthier gardens, one fix at a time.